the most challenging and the most important thing to me with Christina was to bring the biggest amount of humanity that I could bring to her, because I think you get in a pretty stuck and a tricky way if you just want to play a villain as a bad person. It was much more interesting for me to really get to the core and the heart of the woman and figure out not how she manages to do what she does, but why. What is it that drives her? Where is the hole in her heart, in her life, that that means that she makes the choices that she makes, and that was hard. She's a very provocative character. You know, she lives in a very duplicit place within herself. You know, she seems to want to, on the one hand, use her power to empower others and herself, and she's getting ahead. She's trying to you know, break out of the patriarchal society that she's been brought up in, and her repressed sort of relationship with her father and the cult, and yet in doing that she really damages his family along the way. So it was a difficult place for me to sit morally, and I really had to do the work.
Abby, can I ask you, that's interesting you say. Why do you say that was a difficult place for you for morally as an actress?
Well, because she makes decisions. Because she does things that I would never dream of doing. I mean, she really unapologetically and seemingly without consequence to her own, how she, you know, she takes actions and she doesn't seem to give a shit, really. It doesn't seem to hurt her. It affects her, but it doesn't seem to really damage her sort of moral compass, and that's not where I moved from. So, but I didn't want to just not agree with the things she does. I had to figure out why. I had to give her a full life so that it was like what Jenny said, that it was truthful, so it was relatable, which is difficult for me at times, you know, because she's pretty out there.
For you, what were you looking for in the character, and how did you feel about the evolution of the character over the season? Sorry.
I mean, the evolution of the character came as a real shock to me.
Oh, really? You didn't think Ruby was going to end up where she started?
I didn't think she was going to turn into a white woman. No, when I auditioned for the part, no idea. When I auditioned for the part the first time, I hadn't read the book. I didn't know it was a book at that point. And, you know, I was just kind of like, that scene, you know, it's one scene in the pilot, and you get so much from their relationship in such a little time, but not heavy-handed. And first of all, you notice the writing, it's superb. And then you notice the complicated relationships. And to me, that's something that gets me very excited, because relationships are all that matter in my mind. And seeing how, like, especially as someone who's like a baby sister to two older sisters, you know, seeing that dynamic so clear and crisp. So much happens in that scene. I had no idea that Shoggoths were going to jump out at the end. I had no idea when I read the pilot. And it kind of floored me, because I didn't know it was something I wanted to watch. I didn't know it was something that I had ever felt. I didn't even know I felt excluded from it. But I never watched genre before. I just never did. And I didn't know why. I just thought, well, that's not for me. And until I read the script. And then my second audition, Misha tells me, you're going to turn into a white woman. And it just kind of like...
And Wunmi, is that what it was like from your point of view?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was just completely, like, totally confused. Like, had no idea that was coming. And that's when I found it out it was a book in that audition. So then I went to read the book afterwards. But even still, like, the book and the series, there's so much in there. Like, I didn't expect Ruby's journey on my second audition to be exploring that rage. I didn't expect that either. I didn't expect a stiletto to show up.
Roundtable thing is, what was your favorite scene, episode, aspect of the show?
I would say, scene, I don't know, but like the whole episode, episode 7 for me, really just from the read through, I just felt very emotional. And then watching it, I just really was like, I don't think I had really understood how, I just don't think I knew how much I needed this show. I needed to be a part of it. I needed to be around all these people and watching. I really felt like a deep sigh of relief and gratitude. And so that's, I mean, it's not a scene. I mean, it means so much to me, this whole show, but that is when I realized how much it vibrated throughout every part of me. Yeah.
Well, analysis by Michael. What was your favorite scene or episode of the show?
Episode 8 for me. I think watching Dee unfold, because I was in so few scenes with Jada. I was, I think I was in one where she was out cold because she'd had the spell on her, and so I didn't get to see Jada work so much, and just her episode, what Dee goes through, and all of that gusto and that power and that sensitivity and that, like, I mean, Jada's just so full of all of these elements, like packaged into this like teenager, and she just gives this heartbreaking, outstanding, like amazing performance. And I was just in awe of her the whole episode. I loved it.